Gay nice guy calls me a homophobe because I rejected him. Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some of the recent r/NiceGuy stories posted on Reddit. Gay nice guy calls me a homophobe because I rejected him. This happened about 2 hours ago. I was minding my own business binge watching shows from my childhood on YouTube. I needed something to do during this never-ending pandemic, when I checked my phone saw that someone had added and messaged me on Snapchat. I replied, I have no idea who you are. Big fucking mistake. The person who messaged me revealed himself to be M. For context, I met M when we worked at a university tax program when I was a high school senior in 2016. Back in June of this year, M added me on Snapchat and DM'd me revealing that he's had a crush on me for years and offered to give me a handjob and blowjob. I told M that while I'm flattered by his offer, I'm not attracted to men, I didn't know him that well, and I'm trying my best to physical distance myself from others. M kept pestering me to the point where I lost my cool and blocked him. M did the whole woe is me. Nice guys never get a chance bullshit before I blocked him. My story regarding my original encounter with M goes more in depth. Fast forward to today and I justified my reasons for rejecting M back in June. I offered to be friends with him. M declined and accused me of being homophobic for rejecting him. I told M that he's wasting his time flirting with straight men and then that he should flirt with other gay men instead. I also told him that while I respect gay men and the rest of the LGBT community, I get very uncomfortable whenever gay men flirt with me because I'm straight and I'm not that attractive to begin with. I haven't heard from M after that. I saw that he added him on Facebook, the place where he originally found my Snapchat username prior to me erasing it off my profile, but I declined his friend request. You would be lucky to date me, retard. When I was in 5th grade, there was this guy named Smithy. Smithy was disgusting. Always wore these Crocs that stunk to high heaven because he never cleaned them or wore socks. Would take said Crocs off in class to play with them, so everyone had to smell them. Was still picking his nose and eating it even though he was like 12. Never washed his hands. He was a nice guy because he had the classic attitude. He was always angry about not getting his way, he preyed on girls and then get upset when they didn't appreciate it, and generally did not get that nobody liked him. Even our teacher didn't like him. I am autistic, or what the school system called special needs. Therefore, I was cast aside by the community and branded as a reject. I wasn't stupid at all, but I was strange. I didn't get social cues, and would either ramble on about something nobody else found interesting, or talk about something in the wrong time and place, the works. I've learned over the years, but I still have a long way to go. Back to the story. This dude Smithy had a crush on me. And not a small one. It was obvious. Why me, I don't know. Guess I was one of the few girls who wouldn't straight up say no before he spoke. I was also the new kid to this school at the time, so I didn't know what he was like. I quickly learned of course, but not before this all happened. We had a thing in school where we would dedicate half the year, the middle chunk, to learning about Latin American culture and dance, and then we were to perform dancing. Every year the first lesson would just be listening and dancing by ourselves. It wasn't unusual to see people legit dancing, but at the same not strange to see people awkwardly swaying in the shadows. I was one of the ones swaying about in the shadows, because I came late to the party and I had no idea what was going on. This dude, who I had previously been only civil with, came up to me, extended his hand, and with the ever so entitled attitude said to me, "Wanna dance?" I looked at the girls around me, who refused to look me in the eye back, and then turned back to Smithy. I didn't like his tone, I hated his smell, and I in no way wanted to touch his dirty hands. Only a quarter of the year in, and I already wanted nothing to do with him. I didn't know what to do. I awkwardly said no. Wrong answer. He blew up. I was surprised he didn't haul off and deck me, he looked so pissed. Which would have been absolutely wrong of him, but I was shy and didn't understand what was happening. This was the convo. Me, no? Smithy, come on, it's not that bad. Me, no, I'm good right here. Smithy, you would be an idiot not to dance with me. Me, what? Smithy, I said, you would be an idiot not to dance with me, retard. Me, Okay. Holding back tears, walks away to the bathroom. Smithy didn't follow me, thank God. I wasn't looking to break down in front of anyone. Two girls came to comfort me after a while, though I get the feeling now they did it because the teacher asked them to. Later on, after school, Smithy would approach me again while I was waiting with my siblings for my dad to pick us up. He said the famous line that was in the title. I ignored it, holding back tears. He shouted it, and the staff called his mom on him. She gave me an ugly glare while she took her precious boy home. He at least never really approached me again after that, and he left the school after that year for unrelated reasons that I never cared to find out about. He still lived in the area though, and I once saw the family out biking while I was walking my puppy. I kept my head down. Now, I wish I had gotten mad or something, but I was so scared of everyone back then. I was young, and the world treated me like scum because I didn't understand. I'm nice enough to hit you when you're wrong. In 9th grade, I was in a relationship with this guy, we'll call him Jay. So we are in a relationship for 5 months, and I'd always go to his D&D group with him at lunch, hang out with him all the time, all the things girlfriends do when they're interested. Anyway, Jay had this friend, I'll call him G, who was clearly interested in me and would always talk to me about my relationship with Jay and how it was probably not the best for me, which it wasn't. I was 14 and he was 18, but it didn't end up ending until Jay left me for another girl. But between the time G and I met to when Jay broke up with me, he was always hooked onto my side like a kitten. He would ask to come over, hang out, even come on a date with Jay and I because he wanted to see what we were up to. This should have been a big red flag, but I didn't really know any better because I didn't have friends until I met Jay. But after he and I broke up, in swoops G like it's no one's business. He was in my gym class, which is where most of this started, and he would always want to be partners for anything we did, and we always had to be on the same teams for dodgeball because he didn't want to hurt me. Oh, how that was about to change. Through the next few months he started getting really clingy. And when I'd be hanging out with other guys he'd say I was a whore and that anyone I was talking to was my fuck buddy. He would spam me with calls and texts telling me I was a disgusting human being, but then an hour later get all sappy and say I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I love you, I'm sorry. So this goes on for a while and he decides we need to talk. I don't want to be alone with him at this point, so while I'm walking laps in the gym for warm-up, he approaches me and starts telling me why he's been acting the way he has and continues to state it's because he loves me. I clearly don't feel the same, and turn him down because I'm still getting over Jay and I don't want to be in a relationship, to which G starts freaking out. He starts screaming at me in the middle of gym, calling me a slut and saying I'd never be able to do better than him. He says he's the only guy that'll ever love me, and I just keep walking and pretending that nothing is happening because I hate conflict. Big mistake. G gets so heated that he walks in front of me, so I have to stop. I tell him to move, to which he responds with a full-on backhand. I fell to the ground, in shock, tears were rolling down my face, but I didn't cry because I was still processing what just happened. I only tuned back into reality when I heard I'm a nice guy. You should have given me a chance. You'll never find someone who cares enough to hit you when you're wrong. The guys in the class went wild on him. G was a smaller guy, so they had no problem grouping up on him. I don't really know what happened after that because some of the girls in my class took me to the change room to get cleaned up and make sure I was okay. G didn't get suspended or anything, but he did go to regular counseling. I feel like the school could have done more, but they didn't, and I couldn't really do anything about it because I didn't know what action to take. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.